What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Love and Marriage Huntsville is back after their hiatus, and I'm so glad to see that everybody is doing well. Carlos King is super messy, and so of course he opens the episode with Keke being blasted all over the TV screens with her being on CrimeStoppers, allegedly being accused of theft from Home Depot. And the reporter is super messy as well, saying that, she put stuff in her bag and then the son left with a lock. And the reporter is like, oh, and she almost hit two cars on her way out of the parking lot, being, reckless. So I would expect nothing less from a Carlos King production. Again, super messy, but I'm glad that everyone is doing reasonably well, right? Keke said that her lawyers are involved, and so hopefully she'll get her name cleared sooner rather than later. So then Melody goes to visit Tiffany. Speaking of being super messy, right? The baby is adorable, baby Ace. She's breastfeeding him, which is wonderful. And, Mel, is the first person to see the baby, which I'm glad that, by the way, I'm glad that Tiffany and baby Ace are both healthy. And especially after the health scare, when her husband had to take her to the hospital last season. So they're doing well. And Tiffany brings up Keke, again, being accused of this crime, not convicted, just accused. And she said that her association, or the group's association, I guess, with Keke is troublesome because she's worried about it tarnishing her brand. Okay, a couple things here. One, most people don't know what Tiffany's brand entails or what she does. She did speak on the fact that she does some kind of investing during the business expo that was hosted by Marsau and Tisha. She said that, she could have answered the question about being an angel investor or venture capitalism, something like that, something along those lines, right? We don't know what she does. We do know that she used to work for the Chamber of Commerce, but, she was let go, she left, she doesn't work there anymore. But we don't know what her brand is. So, girl, calm down. Your brand is safe. And Melody's just looking at her like, yeah, Mel, she has her brand and, she's doing very well on Instagram, selling, clothes and beauty products, so on and so forth. So she's doing well. She's not worried about being associated with someone and that tarnishing their brand. Tiffany's roots being raised in, I think she said it was Idaho or Iowa or something like that, when she went back to visit her family to try to, find out about her father. You can tell like how she was raised by her mom and her mom's side of the family. It comes out almost every episode, and it's very prominent. Anyway, moving on from Tiffany. So then we have Maurice and Kimmie. They go to the park, and Maurice and Kimmie, I feel bad for Kimmie. I do. I know a lot of people are saying, that she was interfering in Maurice and Kiowa's marriage, and a lot of people dog her out. But it is almost punitive to watch her interactions with this man. Her expressions are like, please don't embarrass me. Kimmie is very insightful, and her husband's not. Maurice he is just not. Him and Marsau, my goodness, like the way that they were raised, I'm one, and their other brother too, Mark, I think his name is. The Scott men are so tone deaf, man. So they're talking about, she said that she wanted to go get another yoni egg because it fell out, which is a little bit, TMI, but whatever. And, she says she's basically trying to get her libido back up from when she had her cancer treatments. And I made a whole separate video about it, right? Because it was just really, weighing on my heart and my spirit. Because I'm like, this man does not care about his wife at all. He really doesn't. I'm wondering about those vows, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. I'm like, Maurice, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't have the capacity. And I'm being 100% sincere. I'm like, he doesn't seem to understand that, dogging Kimmie out about not having a natural libido stems from, her having radiation going through her body, and she's literally fighting for her life. And he's just tapping his watch, talking about, when is it going to come back and how long, a year? He scoffs at it. He reminds me of a child, like a toddler. And speaking of, right, all the men on here do, except for Lou and Courtney. So let's go to Courtney, right? Because Courtney, he is my favorite cast member on this show. So as you guys remember, before the break, Marsau came at Stormi sideways, pretty much asking for $100 for the rent for her booth when they were doing the Blaque Business Expo. And and Maurice brought this up with Kimmie when they were riding bikes in the park, because he was upset that they paid and, Stormi, I guess, didn't. But here's the thing. If you're running a business expo, you want, vendors to come, either put it in writing beforehand, right, that you're going to charge $100 for the rent, or just, let it go. Chalk it up to the cost of doing business. But what you don't do as a business owner is, try to shake people down while they're setting up the day of. That's irresponsible. So Courtney goes to see Marsau and he basically tells him that, you're always in women's business. And Marsau was like, well, you sell hair care products for a living. No, that's not what he was talking about when he said you're always in women's business. It was like Nene confronting Peter Thomas, and she called him Patricia, because men who stick their nose into women's business, what Courtney was saying was, you're always trying to insert yourself where you're not, wanted or needed, or, you're always trying to intimidate women. And he does. And it's because he's a coward, because he would never do that to a man, right? And that's what Courtney was calling him out on. He tipped the bartender $100 for a water. And I'm pretty sure, knowing Marsau and just the pattern of behavior that he's exhibited, not only on the show, but we've seen from other people and YouTubers, right? And all the lawsuits that are going on, that he probably, again, shook down that bartender and took her tip, say, oh, that was payment for, his wife's booth friend or whatever. Okay. That leads us to our last segment. Chris and Martell. Chris Fletcher and Martell. Martell is a whole squatter, right? And I'm just completely tone deaf, like Martell. Chris goes to visit Martell in this rental home that he found him. And he said that, the home is sold pretty much. We need you out in a couple weeks. And Martell is like, well, where am I supposed to go? Do you want me to just go to a hotel, me and my children? Like, he plays the, the victim card, the kid card when it comes to, when it benefits him, right? And so Chris is like, well, like, that's not his responsibility, basically, to house this grown man. But Chris is really trying. You can tell he's trying. He was really Still upset, he told him that, he was served a subpoena, him and his wife, to go to court because he didn't want to be put in the middle between Martell and Melody. And Martell was like, well, why? Like he's just completely oblivious to why people would not want to go to court via a subpoena without a courtesy call or, being told anything. So Chris is like, Martell's like, well, you should at least give me 90 days. And Chris is like, no, the house is sold. We need you out. Pack your stuff. You have 2 weeks. Martell is just, again, tone deaf. He reminds me of another Scott brother. So anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to give you guys that recap because I'm really glad that the show is back. Hopefully Keke, can get everything cleared up with her lawyers. Yes. Martell and Sheree, they are 2 peas in a pod as far as, aesthetics and fitness. I don't understand why they're not pushing that industry. Like they're both, very much into their bodies and working out. They would be a really good, duo when it comes to pushing like a fitness tape, but instead they get into these industries that they are not passionate about, right? Sheree with fashion and Martell with construction. He doesn't have a business license. She's not, paying the people who are doing the work for her. They should just seriously go into something that they know, that they have experience in, which is fitness, and go from there. But I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I want to hear from you guys. Drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.